Hello, it's Coach Thomas, the Champion Maker. I am the founder of the High Free Hoops Champion Development Academy, where we take beginners from stuck and confused to clear and confident in their skill set and their understanding of the game of basketball. Hey, we're happy to have you here with us today. Today, we're going to be having our first masterclass. In this masterclass, we will talk about the fundamentals of basketball. A lot of people want to learn to play the game of basketball, but they just don't know where to start. Some people are interested in transitioning from another sport and coming into basketball, and they want to figure out where to start and what skill set do they need to learn so that they could be an impactful basketball player. Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about here today. All right. And guys, I just want to tell you, man, you're in for a great masterclass. This stuff works. I've used this stuff with young adults. I've used this stuff with young kids. I've even used it with old people, and it works. All you have to do is follow the recipe and you'll get the transformation. All right. So remember, details matter. Say that. Details matter. Right? If your grandmother is giving you the recipe to her famous red velvet cake, and everyone loves her cake because it's so moist and it's mouth-watering, right? She gives you all of the steps, right? And she tells you that that cake needs 3 eggs, but you decide that, hey, 3 eggs are not so important. I can get by with maybe just using 2. And then you only use 2 eggs, you mix it, you throw that cake into the oven, the cake comes out, and it tastes nothing like your grandmother's recipe, right? So if you follow the recipe, you'll get the results. Are we clear on that? All right, thank you. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and dive into it. I've given you guys an introduction of myself. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask those questions. There is no such thing as a dumb question. All right? All right, thank you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to talk about today is the 4 stages of learning. I don't care what it is. We normally go through 4 stages of learning. Some people believe that some individuals are just talented. I believe that that is a bold-faced lie. All right? Yes, some people do things better than others, but if you go and look at the history of that individual, what you will see is that person went through a 4-step process. All right. One process that I know we've all become familiar with is the process of tying our shoe. And that is the illustration that I'm going to use to paint the picture of this 4-step process. OK. All right. And so the 4 stages of learning goes as follows. The first stage we call unconscious competence. All right. That simply means you're in a stage of ignorance. OK. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what it means. You don't know how it works. You're just confused. You're ignorant about this particular thing. Rewind back to kindergarten, right? Or to daycare when you're learning to tie your shoe, right? Or your parents are teaching you to tie your shoe. When they first give you those strings, you're looking at them like, who, what, when, where, how? Excuse me, I don't get it, right? That's that first stage. That's that stage of ignorance. And we call that unconscious competence. Well, we move on to a second stage. After your parents put those strings in front of you a little bit, or your daycare instructors, you start to play around with those strings. You pull it. They tell you make a bunny ear, right? Wrap it around, right? Now you're becoming familiar with the process. You're becoming familiar with the steps of tying your shoe, right? We call this step conscious incompetence. That means that we are now aware. So we move from ignorance to awareness. We are no longer ignorant about this whole thing called tying your shoe. We are aware that, hey, there are going to be 2 sides to this string. We're going to have to take one under. At some point, we're going to have to create a bunny ear, right? So we're building up those bits and pieces, if you will. The third stage is called conscious competence. So conscious competence is the stage where we're learning. All right. So we're no longer ignorant. We've become aware of the process, and we're learning how to make this process flow smoothly where it works all the time. All right? So that's that third stage. Remember, that stage is called conscious competence. That means you are simply learning. All right? And so the final stage, the fourth stage, is what we call unconscious competence. This stage is where we have mastered the concept. This is the stage where you are now. You really don't have to look to tie your shoe. You can grab those strings, you take one under, you pull it, boom, you create a bunny ear loop around, boom, you pull it, it's tight, it's not going anywhere. You're confident in the fact that you know how to tie your shoe, and it's not coming loose unless someone steps on it or perhaps you make a mistake. All right, so those are the four stages of learning. So whenever you want to learn anything, we go through those 4 stages of learning. So remember, you're a beginner right now. So don't feel uncomfortable about your ignorance. It's actually the first step that you have to take to actually master something. All right, everybody has that? I hope you do. If you don't, just rewind it. It's very simple. And always remember the illustration of tying your shoe. If you remember that illustration, we're going to be able to apply that same thing in the area of basketball, all of these different areas, the core fundamentals, to make sure that you can become confident in your skill set and your understanding of the game. All right, so let's move along. And you'll notice, you'll see me going to my computer back and forth here because this is where I have the information. I want to make sure that we keep everything organized, and I do have a couple of key pointers that I want you to be mindful of, so I have all of that in the laptop. So if you see me not making direct eye contact with you and looking at my laptop, it's because I want to provide the ultimate value to you, all right? So let's get going. Let's go here. All right, so the first session is called Getting Started. All right, so in getting started with anything, what I've learned in life, if you really want to be successful, you have to have a plan, right? I remember my uncle used to tell me, you can build a mansion 1 brick at a time, right? But you can't build a mansion 1 million bricks at a time. And what I see with a lot of people is they try to program so much in a short period of time, and they overwhelm their brain, right? And then they end up quitting. I don't want you to quit. I want you to visualize yourself as a basketball player with confidence in your ability to play the game and your understanding of the game. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to use a plan. And the plan that you'll be using is the same plan that I've used to be successful with hundreds of students. And guys, I'm telling you, this stuff works. If you know anybody that knows me, do your research. They will tell you. I've been a part of championship teams. I worked with kids who've changed sports, and they knew nothing about basketball. They transferred over to basketball. They went and made the team. Not only did they make the team, they brought value to the team. And that's what we're hoping that you can do as well. So this plan is very simple. Our plan is very simple, all right? You're simply going to follow the plan that we've used to help hundreds of others, and you're going to make sure that you follow those details step by step, just like your grandmother's cake, right? If you miss a step, then you won't get the same result. But if you follow the steps, the cake will taste the same. So we're going to provide you with the plan that you need so you can be successful. All you have to do is show up every day and make sure you follow these steps, and you'll be successful. All right? So that's the first thing. You have to have a plan. So I know you're wondering right now, well, Coach Thomas, champion maker, what is the plan? Stop talking so much, right? Well, great question. Well, the plan is very simple. The plan is based around this simple concept. If you understand the fundamentals of the game, you can make an impact, and you can make an impact fast. All right? So say that to yourself. If I understand the fundamentals of the game, I can make an impact, and I can make an impact fast. All right? So our plan is built off learning the fundamentals. So in basketball, there are core fundamentals, all right? So first and foremost, you have to understand, what is this game of basketball about? So great question. The game of basketball is very similar to the game of soccer, right? Each team has a goal, right? Team A, Team B. Team B goal is on this side. Team A goal is on this side, right? And you see these players on each team are trying to get to the other goal and score points in that basket. These players are trying to get to this goal and score points in that basket. Does that make sense? That's the simple concept of basketball. We need to get points in our goal. They want to get points in their goal. So we're both trying to stop we're both trying to stop the opposite team from scoring points. That's the simple concept of basketball. I want to go and score in my goal. He wants to score in his goal, but I'm going to stop him from scoring in his goal, and he's going to try to stop me from scoring in my goal. All right, that makes sense. So in doing so, there are certain rules that we have to follow. All right, in soccer, you can't touch the ball with your hands. All right. In basketball, we can't just pick up the ball and run with it like we're playing football. Right. So we do what's called dribbling. Dribbling brings me to the first concept. This is the first core fundamental that you will need to understand to learn the game of basketball and to have confidence in your skills. So some people call dribbling ball handling skills, right? So what's so important about dribbling and ball handling skills? Well, like I said, I'm on this team right here. I want to go down here and score, but I can't just pick up the ball and run with it, right? So I have to dribble to go and get from point A to point B to get that ball in that goal. That makes sense, right? All right, so in dribbling, there are some simple concepts. If you remember these simple concepts, you'll be on your way. All right. And remember, today, there are so many details. Man, you can study this stuff for a lifetime and still learn new things, right? But we want to give you the core fundamentals so you can get going quick and you can learn to perfect these things, and we can get you through those 4 stages of learning so that way you can have confidence in your ability. All right. So when it comes to ball handling, the first thing first that I learned is your posture. Everybody say posture. So when you're dribbling that ball, one thing I learned is you don't want to stand straight up. If you're standing straight up, it's going to be hard to get past defenders on the opposite side, on the opposite team. Hey, remember, they're trying to stop you from getting a bucket in your goal. So if you're standing straight up, it's going to be hard for you to access your power or your speed to actually dribble the ball fast and dribble the ball through tight spaces to get from point A to point B. So we always believe that you should have what's called a wide base. All right, what do I mean by a wide base? Well, a wide base simply means that your legs are shoulder width apart, and then I like to say take a small additional step. Once you get your legs shoulder width apart, take a small additional step. I will also provide some shorts or some short videos that will help you to see the exact concept. Here we're focusing more on the information, the process, and the plan. The specific details will be provided to you via YouTube Shorts and also on our website. So if you're looking for a particular image, go to our Shorts or go to our website, which is hfhoops.net, and you could find the shorts or you can find those videos that will show you exactly what we mean by this. All right, so how to dribble. First thing first, we don't want to stand straight up. We want to get a wide base and we want to get low. We want to get low. We want to bend our back and get low. So we want to get comfortable being low. Remember, feet shoulder width apart, and then take a small step with the left, small step with the right, and bend your knees. Bend your knees, all right? From there, once we have our posture correct, then we have to focus on actually dribbling the ball. All right, so something that I've noticed in helping kids and helping beginners who are transferring from different sports who are wanting to learn to play basketball. One thing that I learned is when some people start to dribble, they slap the ball. Their fingers are wide open and they pap, 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 pap. They slap the ball. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is incorrect. All right, that's incorrect. What you want to do, we call this, you want to pound the ball. All right, pounding the ball is, you want to spread those fingers out. True enough, you do want your fingers spread out. You want your fingers to take the shape of the basketball. The basketball is round. If you have a basketball right now, go ahead and grab the ball. You'll see that the ball is round, right? You want your fingers to take the shape of that ball. So spread your fingers out. Let them take the shape of the ball, all right? And remember, you don't want to slap the ball. You want to pound the ball. You want to push through the ball, push through the ball. Push through the ball. All right. Keep in mind, like I said, we'll have shorts available for you to see. And we'll also have videos on our website that will give you more clarity. Here we're focusing on the information and the details. So when it comes to ball handling, we want to make sure our posture is good. We want to make sure that our knees are bent, right? Wide base. Hand takes the shape of the ball, and we don't want to slap the ball. We want to pound the ball. Pound the ball. I tell my guys, push the ball so hard, push it like you want to push it through the gym floor. If you push the ball hard enough, it will come right back to your hand. And that's what great ball handlers do. All right. So first things first, make sure your base is good. All right. Make sure that your hand takes the shape of the ball, fingers wide. That round shape of the basketball, all right? Then you want to pound that ball hard so it comes right back to the palm of your hands, but you're pushing through your fingertips. Push through your fingertips. Push that wrist hard, all right? And then thirdly, the key detail in ball handling, this is last but not least. You have to dribble the ball with your head up. With beginners, I see them when they finally get their base right and they bend their knees and they get their hand to take the shape of the ball, right? And they're pressing that ball down, they're pounding it down. It's coming right back to their hand. First mistake that they usually make is they look down. Well, like I said, in basketball, we're going this way trying to score on this team. And these defenders want to stop us from scoring, right? And so if my head is down and I'm dribbling the ball, can I see those defenders? No, 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 no. So keep in mind, when you're learning to dribble, you want to make sure that you have your head up, base wide, fingers spread, and you want to pound that ball. Pound that ball. Pound that ball. So in thinking about the 4 stages of learning, okay, right? Remember we said that first stage, we're ignorant. All right, so now you're no longer ignorant. All right, I just introduced you to those concepts. All right, you've been introduced to the concept of dribbling. The second stage will be learning. All right, the second stage will be learning. Like I said, I have some short videos, additional videos on our website. You can go and look at those videos and we can embrace the learning process, right? That way we'll be in that second stage of learning. All right. And so, that second stage of awareness, that second stage is awareness because you learn it, then you become aware of it. Okay, Coach Thomas, the champion maker, said, I got to get my base wide. All right. Shoulder width apart, feet shoulder width apart. Step out a little bit with the left, step out a little bit with the right. Bend my knees, right? Let my hand take the shape of the ball. Make sure my head is up and pound this ball hard so it comes back to my hand. You're aware of that now. And as you begin practicing, you'll learn that concept, right? And as you learn that concept, eventually you'll master that concept. All right. And remember, like I said, man, we could delve into ball handling. It could get so complex. So this is for beginners. We want to take you from stuck and confused to clear and confident in your skill set. All right. And so on those videos with ball handling, you will see, this is my last tip for dribbling, right? So as you pound the ball, if you pound it hard like you want to push it through the gym floor or push it through your concrete, it will come right back to your hand, right? But if you don't pound the ball hard, the ball won't come back to your hand. And that's what we call a sad ball. So when the ball is not coming back to your hand, it's sad. That means you need to pound it harder. Pound it harder and you'll notice it comes back. Once it comes back to our hand and we're pounding it down and it keeps coming back to our hand, we call that a happy ball. That means we have the ball under control, we're pounding it, it's coming back to our hand, so that's a happy ball, right? And the third behavior of the ball is what we call an excited ball. Sometimes you bounce it entirely too hard and you're losing control, the ball is coming above your waist, right? That's what we call an excited ball. When the ball is excited, you got to calm it down, bend your back, head up, fingers take the shape of the ball, push it through the floor, find that sweet spot where it's coming right back to your hand and keep that ball happy. All right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, hey, that's part one with dribbling. All right? We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with our second part. All right?